Good morning. I am at Starbucks. We're doing about race and racism in America. And I was doing a documentary about the prison industry to address the mass incarceration and illegal war on drugs, all right? No more, no less. I'm a independent filmmaker, I'm an activist, I'm a lot of things in my community. A terrorist is not one of them. I started this in 2006. Governor O'Malley approved the program. It was the Get Shorty program. I also went to the Supreme Court with this, Chief Justice Roberts, because to approach the courts, to address the courts, I gotta approach the courts. So that's what I did. I'm gonna show you this. This is for Jayne Miller because Jayne Miller had all this information. Jayne Miller, WBAL, Fox 45, Baltimore Sun. They had all this information. They knew that I was making this movie about mass incarceration, but they eat off of that mass incarceration plate. If you look at the movie, The 13th Amendment, and ALEC, State Farm Insurance, Brother Insurance, the insurance companies have a vested interest in ALEC. All right? So I couldn't run out there and say this, and this because y'all did something to me a long time ago. But now we're in the final stretch of this. So this is where we at on this. We're in the final stretch of this. ALEC has a lot of money invested in Baltimore City and Baltimore County courts. ALEC has a lot of money invested in Baltimore City and Baltimore County courts. Scott Schellenberger, Judge Turnbull, Judge Previous, Judge Holland, your surety bonds and your 401ks are tied to ALEC, the nonprofit. Your 401ks through your Dean Witter and Morgan Stanley accounts. All right? So your retirements are tied to mass incarceration, so you incarcerate to keep that retirement fund intact. Now, I'm showing you what I'm gonna show you so you can really, really pay attention to this here. Because Jayne Miller, you had this, and you at the library tonight. So we're gonna address this tonight. So don't want nobody to say I blindsided you. That's the Supreme Court. That's my Storm Falls Road. Davis versus Illinois. Like Dred Scott. All right? Like Dred Scott. In reply to your submission, referred to your office of Chief Justice in April of 2007. I was asking to approach the Supreme Court like Dred Scott. Do blacks have rights in which white America respects? I was going after my property from the 1986 case. You feel me? And to do it, I had to go through the courts. So the courts became the subject of this investigation. The courts became the subject of this. So Corey McCrae, we talked. You said that you would give me access to the grand jury in 2019. You, Mary Washington, and other individuals. If I get access to the grand jury, we're going to access the courts. You feel me? Tony Bridges is part of this investigation because Tony Bridges was part of Governor O'Malley's community liaison. Tony Bridges had this information as well. Like I said, I'm a caterer. The documentary was about your courts. And I approached the courts in the proper manner. But instead of you respecting the manner in which I approached the courts, y'all incarcerated me. Y'all locked me up and called me a terrorist. Kamenetz got the same information. So does the city council, Julian Jones. Y'all locked me up and called me a terrorist because I was approaching the court to expose your corruption in your court and your relationship to ALEC. Your senators, your congressmen, because like I said, it is what it is. That's my insurance corporation. I will couple this investigations to get. All right, you can read this. I'm not good at reading this handwriting. Any claims by Brother Insurance. See, Brother Insurance, I was insured by Brother Insurance when I was locked up. Convict lawyers call confessions coerced. Yeah, you do that because you got to keep the prison industry filled. You keep the prison industry filled. Like I said, I've been doing this since 1971. I've been doing this for a long time. It's the art of getting money. And ALEC is getting money. Your prison industry is getting money. You feel me? Now, with this insurance claim, I had a $54 million lawsuit against Brother Insurance, Bank of America, SunTrust Bank, and Governor O'Malley. Right here. All right? I filed that in December of 2010. If I had a $54 million lawsuit against Governor O'Malley, Bank of America, a $54 million, why would I threaten to blow up the courthouse and I got to go to court to get the case heard? You knowingly lied to the public and inflamed the public with false information. So this lawsuit, after he finishes this claim, I'm going to refile that lawsuit for $54 million, and I'm going to include some people on it. You see when I file a claim? You feel me? All right. We're going to talk about your evidence. That's Governor O'Malley. That's Governor O'Malley. Dear Mr. Davis, that's while I was locked up. That DVD is going to be evidence for that trial. That DVD is going to be evidence for that trial. You see that? See the date? May 5th, 2011. State of Maryland, Office of the Minority Affairs, Governor O'Malley. So when I file that lawsuit, I'm going to put everybody on that lawsuit. That $54 million lawsuit, I'm going to refile this one, and I'm going to include all of y'all on it. Witnesses. This is going to be my witness list. My witness list, you're going to have to produce all the material I gave you. The forged checks, the videos. You're going to have to produce all of this. Because like I said, you're between a rock and a hard place, the mud and the dirt. The movie was about ALEC, mass incarceration in the prison industry under the 13th Amendment. I named you. I showed your 401ks. I showed you how you tied to ALEC. The laws that you passed to incarcerate us. Senate Bill 122. You feel me? How you demonize black people on your TV stations. I got all this on film. Dred Scott. Dred Scott. You feel me? This book is going to be for this case. Everything in this book is going to be for this case. It's the art of getting money. $54 million lawsuit about the courts and the lawyers. You feel me? And Caminet's had this. So whoever wins Caminet's seat, you got to deal with that. The city council got that. The county council got that. All right? We're going to talk about my commitments in the community and the people I work with. Like I said, I'm using social media. And that toilet is evidence. That toilet and that sign had everybody on it that were involved in it. Everybody that had something to do with mass incarceration in the prison industry is on that sign and on that toilet. That's why I put it on Facebook, so it's right there in your face. You see it every day. Every time you look at a toilet, you're gonna think about me. You feel me? It's on Take on America. We're gonna be on Take on America tomorrow, on the 18th. That's ALEC Redmer and the Insurance Corporate. All right. So we're gonna talk about Jayne Miller. See, I'm banned on Facebook from posting, so I gotta do live feeds. Then I gotta go to. Well, we having dinner in the movie. And at dinner in the movie, we're gonna show your corruption. We're gonna show everything. I do dinner in the movie because it shows the 13th Amendment. It shows ALEC. It shows those individuals, but instead of the 13th Amendment, I name those individuals. I can put names on those individuals, and there's nothing that you can do about it. That's Governor O'Malley. That's my documentary. Right here, Judge Turnbull, State of versus Duane G. Davis. I have reacted to copy, posted, received. You feel me? You never returned my property, and it was court ordered to be returned. You feel me? Supreme Court. You see where I'm going with this? I'm putting the court on trial. I'm putting Judge Turnbull on trial. I'm putting Judge Previous on trial. I'm putting Schellenberg on trial. I'm putting Mosby on trial. Because I'm going to show you how to approach the Supreme Court. That's David Irwin. Like I said, lawyers. That's my store in Cockeysville. So I covered my bases. Kathleen Pugh, Department of Justice. Governor O'Malley. Y'all made me famous for toilets. I'ma run with it. President Obama, 2015. Government, state, county, and federal levels. You feel me? And that's the property that you took. That's the property that you took. Case number 13th. See how things all line up? The 13th Amendment on the 13th day. 13th is my lucky number. The entire contents of the defendant's vehicle, 1999 Chevy Suburban. All right, my truck was insured by State Farm. State Farm is part of ALEC. All right, State Farm is part of ALEC. Seal. Feel me? And nobody was held liable. Nobody was arrested. Nobody was locked up for stealing my property. So State Farm, let's file that suit. Because like I said, I get to refile this lawsuit. $54 million, I might change it to $100 million. About mass incarceration in the prison industry. I'm gonna talk about the 2000. Y'all open up a can of whoop ass. Now let's see what that ass gonna do. I'm at Starbucks and they got free Wi-Fi and I ain't begging for change. Thank you. This is one of the busiest Starbucks up here, you know what I'm saying? This is one of the busiest Starbucks, brand spanking new. You gotta drive through the parking lot and everybody that comes in, there's only one way out. There's only one way out. And on your way out, you get to see my shit. On your way out, you get to see Donald Trump. On your way out, you get to see Larry Hogan. On your way out, the voters get to see the real news. Because see, y'all locked me up for toilets in 2011. And the toilets with number props for my movie Letters Design. So I'm getting ready to do the same thing. I'm repeating history. I'm getting ready to light y'all up. And we're going to talk about Schellenberger and Hogan, mass incarceration and their relationship with ALEC. We're going to shine the light on you. We're going to shine the light on what you do. Mass incarceration in the prison industry. We're going to show the role that the Department of Justice plays, and we're going to show the role that Stephen Janis plays in this, all right? And the real news. That's why I got a war on the media, because y'all knowingly permitted them to lock me up to protect this industry. So we're going to shine the light on ALEC, and the voters going to shine the light on Hogan. Whoever wins got to deal with this, because when I file a lawsuit, the state going to be accountable. The state permitted Schellenberger to file. The state permitted Schellenberger to call me a terrorist. The state permitted Schellenberger to call me a terrorist. By calling me a terrorist and locking me up for the toilet in Towson, the state of Maryland had to shut down the courts. They had to shut down the banks. They had to shut down the post office. They spent a lot of money. They spent a lot of money in that lie. And Schellenberger needs to pay that money back to the state, because that's fraud. He knowingly lied to the state, and he knowingly exhausted those resources to protect the corruption and the relationship with ALEC and the corruption in the courts, and how he uses mass incarceration to fill them cells. Schellenberger needs to go to jail. Schellenberger needs to pay the state back the money for the helicopters, the bomb squad, all that. And Jayne Miller, me and you gonna have a conversation tonight at the Towson Library. We're gonna have a conversation about the role that the media played in this whole lie. Because I told the media about this. Matter of fact, I got a video about the media, a whole storyboard about the media. So you had a vested interest in me getting locked up, because it was gonna show your relationship to ALEC as well. See, ALEC don't work if he don't have some type of media to help him. He has to have somebody to demonize black people. You seen that in the 13th Amendment. You feel me? The 13th Amendment helped me out a lot, because they had information that I wasn't privileged to. They had information I couldn't get my hands on. But now that it's all there, I'm ready for this. Are you? So let's go. Take me to court, charge me with something, because I'm taking y'all to court. Soon as the elections is over, I'm filing that $54 million lawsuit. Soon as I find me a lawyer to file that lawsuit, I'm coming after y'all's money, man. ALEC got a lot of money. They make over they spend they spend a lot of money. I looked at their numbers the other day. Go look up ALEC. And then look at the Greater Baltimore Committee. Because the Greater Baltimore Committee ain't nothing but a small version of ALEC. The Greater Baltimore Committee is a small version of ALEC. Understand that. Donald Fry is no different than the person that runs ALEC. And you can't get Donald Fry in the same room with me because he knows that I know. I'm a caterer. I work for 85% of the richest people in the state. I work for the participants in ALEC. I work for those people. My catering list is scandalous. That's what's going to make this movie so scandalous, because I don't have to change no names. You seen the court records. You seen the names on those witness lists. I'm going to call those people in. I'm going to call Jayne Miller in. I'm going to call your mama in. I'm going to pull out the grave and bring her back to life. But you're going to have to deal with this. Like I said, I'm in Starbucks. I'm going to be up here for a while. Go to different Starbucks. Everybody go see that toilet. That toilet is a prop for a movie. Nothing more, nothing less. And it's evidence for my federal investigation. The Department of Justice has an open case file on me. So if I don't get you in court one way, I'm going to get you the other. And the Department of Justice is watching my page. So if anything happened to me, if I end up dead like the Suitor or Robert Clay, they coming after y'all. It ain't going to be in vain. Y'all used to be people being scared of y'all. I ain't scared of y'all. I have no fear. The only fear I got in this world is God not loving me. And that day ain't came yet. Only fear that y'all got? Mic check! Y'all fear that.